from Collins, and today we're going to work on a 1433 dryer, and specifically we're going to work on changing out the timer and the thermostat. Now this is a 1433H. I've taken the hoods off of it so it makes it sit flat on my table so easier to work. I will mention while we're doing that is that you cannot convert an H wall hung model to an S stand model. We get that question a lot, and so we'll go ahead and address that now. So one of the first things you're going to do when you get it is you're going to order either your timer motor or your thermostat. This is what they're going to look like when they come in. Now I'm going to use a small screwdriver. This little logo is glued in, and I'm not trying to be funny or humorous, but I don't know what they glued in with, but it is really hard to get out. I've already taken this one loose because I didn't want you guys to hear me using bad words, but I basically used a really tiny screwdriver and a pocket knife and finally pry this out. It's kind of an aluminum piece. It will come out. It's the most frustrating part of the whole job. Next thing you do is there's a single screw that holds this, what I call a cap on. And we're going to take that cap and the screw out, set it aside. And then when you look inside, you'll see this is the thermostat, and this is the timer. Sorry, it's upside down to me, so now I'm backwards. Let me show you really quick. There's also two notches. I'll show you these little notches that fit in these holes when you go to put it back on so you can index it correctly. The other thing that I've picked one of these up, you can get one at AutoZone or wherever, Harbor Freight. This will help you get the knobs off that breaking them. You want to get all the way down behind the knob and actually get a hold of the little axle. And these two knobs are different. If you do break a knob and you need to order a knob, be sure to specify it's either a timer knob or it's a thermostat knob. But when you take those off, you see there's two screws behind. Take these two screws out and this assembly will come out. The timer, if you'll notice, has 4 positions that it can be clocked in. So you want to make sure and relocate this one in exactly the same orientation as the one you take out. The rest of it is plugs. They have wires that unplug, and you're simply going to unplug the wire and plug the other one back into the same color wire. Now, the thermostat is a little bit different. I'll show you that in just a second, but I'm going to run over one other thing. If you have one of these and it quits running, it's not running, the fan's not running, the first thing you would do is check to see if you have power coming in, and then you want to see if you have power going to your fan. And you can do that here. If you have a meter or somebody that's got a meter, they can check this to ground and see, is this putting out power? That's step number 1. The timers are mechanical, so the timer itself will run and click whether you have power or not, so don't listen to that. And then the other step is if your fan runs but you don't have heat, is you can check and see, is my thermostat putting out power to my heater? So that's a good way to troubleshoot it, quick and dirty. We put this back roughly in place so we can show you the one other part on the thermostat. The thermostat has a capillary tube where it actually detects the temperature of the heater. And so it's important that gets put back on correctly. Where's my screw at? And I'll show you that real quick. And we have a little cheat that you're gonna have to do. Again, the thermostat has this capillary. This one's rolled up, but it'll be stretched out on the one you have. And if you look underneath, when you take the inner and outer hood off, we have a video on the outer hood removal replacement, and then the inner hood is just simply 3 screws. But this is the capillary. It's held in with this little screw, this little bracket, and it feeds back up through this hole. Now there's 2 layers here, so this is hollow. When you pull the other one out, what I recommend you do is take what we've done in the past, is take this loose and tape a string to the end of this capillary, or this piece here. And then when you pull it through up here, you'll have your string. You can tape the string to the new capillary and gently pull it back down through this hole, and then simply put it back underneath this little bracket. So that's kind of a difficult thing on the thermostat, but that's just something, you can accomplish it. It just takes a little bit of patience and trying. That's pretty well it. This is the heating element and the blower wheel, by the way. If you were ever to replace one of those, you take all this off, take this bolt out, and then the motor comes out the top of the unit. But that's a separate video, probably something most of our customers won't get into. But again, that's kind of a quick troubleshooting guide and replacement of timer and thermostat on the 1433. And again, thank you.